This week's episode and next week's delve into a few more serious matters than we usually cover here on Direcast, so I just wanted to put up some trigger warnings for references to the following: suicide attempts, self-harm, sexual activity, and allusions to depression. This is also a good time to bring up the safety mechanics that we use in our games. For each game, we generate a Lines and Veils list using the consent form by Kiena Sunrise, and in-game we use the X-card system. I've provided links to these in the episode description if you want to check them out. Welcome to Direcast, where the cake is real. Here at Direcast, our group of 6 many-eyed wheels of fire play different RPGs, bringing you a new game and system every few weeks. This week we're playing Feathers, a Belonging Beyond Belonging game in which you play as fallen angels. My name's Luki, and this week our question is, if you could be any kind of bird, what would you be? I would be an owl, so I could sleep all day.
Solid plan.
Hey, I'm Matt, and I would be a parrot because, I'm pretty piratical. Everyone says so.
I'm Jacob, and I would be a seagull so I can mug people for their chips and get away with it this time.
This time.
Hi, I'm Helen, and if I could be any bird, I would be a starling because they fly around in big groups and are really loud.
Aww.
My name is Peter, and if I were to be any bird, I'd be a cassowary, so I can live out my lifelong dream of both being rude and Australian.
Hi, my name's H, and if I could be any bird, I would be an albatross, because they're just really big, and that's kind of cool.
You're already really big.
Shh.
They're the same height as me.
You're all unnecessarily tall.
Sounds like we're ready to rock and roll, so let's get to it.
Okay, so this week we're playing Feathers, which, as the creators better describe it, is, to quote, a game about fallen angels looking for meaning and comfort in our world. It uses Avery Alder's Belonging Outside Belonging system, so it's diceless, GM-less, intimate, and, to quote again, very, very queer for 3 to 4 players. So we are 6 players, so apologies ahead of that, but I'm sure we'll make it work.
But we have 3 to 4 brains between us.
So yeah, Feathers doesn't have a GM, so I will also be playing a fallen angel, but for the purposes of trying to keep the rest of these people in order, I'll be facilitating this week. We had a bit of a discussion away from the microphone about who is going to play who and how to go about making characters. The game's instructions are very simple in this regard. You have 4 archetypes: lover, dancer, dreamer, and rebel, and some suggestions and core drives. The rest is up to you. Each archetype has their own sheet, and it suggests things to keep in mind and gives you some moves. There are 3 types of moves: strong, regular, and weak moves. If you do a weak move, which generally, depending on your archetype, is a character flaw of yours, you gain a token. So everyone have some dice or something on hand to mark how many tokens they've got. You have to spend a token to be able to do a strong move. So fingers crossed this will become clearer as we play.
Who wants to go first?
Well, we could start with the player on my left. Which
We're not in the real world!
I know, it was a joke, Luki.
A player to my northeast.
So I'm playing a rebel archetype called Corday Clavier. She fell from the sky roundabout the French Revolution, funnily enough. And so she's like a turbo hipster. She's very, very into like expression and truth, and she's looking for the most the rawest and most powerful truth she can find. So she's been in various different subcultures and different scenes throughout the years looking for kind of artistic truth. She's currently into like urban art and graffiti, so she uses a lot of spray cans. And she kind of has a kind of vaguely androgynous, edgy look to her with like parachute pants and like long hoodie coats, that kind of vibe. And her kind of default position is sarcasm.
Can you describe what her wings look like? Because that's a prompt that we have on every character. When she had wings.
Yes. They were kind of a little bit like a raven's wings, so they were quite dark and quite angular.
Okay.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I like that.
Yep, that'll do.
Choose one to ask. Okay. See, all right. I see. I have it. That's quite nice. Dear Peter, how did I ignore you?
ignoring the figure before you is probably extremely easy. They are the dancer archetype, and to read the lovingly written description, you fell from heaven and into a world full of miracles and rhythms all its own. There's a secret you know, and you can't wait to show it to everyone. If only they'd let their walls down a little. We're here to let loose, take things a little less seriously, and help everybody else do the same. Wirrell's Closely fell in round about the 1950s. Sort of.
Oh, that's your name.
Yes.
Sorry.
Doesn't sound like one, does it?
Wirrell's Closely. That's really nice. Sorry. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's all right. Gives me more time to think. Wirrell's Closely is a very easy angel to ignore. Sitting in what can only be described as the most the most cut suit ever, as in fits them lovingly, but sort of fits them. But not showy, not flashy. They fell to earth and they found their great secret, and that was game shows. taken and obsessed with daytime TV. He has been living off collective interest he won from a round of Double Your Money from 1952, which. Got him in the top set. His wings are actually no. I'd imagine his wings are some of those giant circles. You know, those sort of like
what Dante style?
Yeah,
circles within circles.
Yeah, circles within circles that probably don't flap or move. They just sort of hover above him quietly.
Wish I'd thought of that. That's very good.
So he's basically he basically flies the same way a helicarrier does.
I was going to say, he sounds like a little sci-fi.
He's a helicopter.
He's a helicopter. He's very happy being a helicopter. Anyway, I will choose someone upon my left, and for Hoomst I think is a Luki.
I don't think you've actually answered. Have you answered the question?
Yes, I'm very easy to ignore. I only really care about.
You're small and artistically boring.
Yeah.
I think.
I care about I like a little bit of I like The Price is Right. And
I would venture the very fact you wear a suit makes you part of an established conformity that I disrespect at face value.
I like the idea that Corday has literally never said a word to Wirrells.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, she's just like,
no.
I honestly I forgot you were here.
Oops. So Luki upon my left. What silly, stupid thing did I talk you into doing with me?
Oh, the possibilities are endless. I think you made me go on like a 2-person game show with you.
Supermarket Sweep.
Oh yes, we went on Supermarket Sweep together. So my character would have loved that.
That is sweet.
My character, her name is Fei Li. She appears to be a sort of mid-30s to 40s looking Chinese woman. She fell about 1300 years ago into the Tang dynasty in China. Since she fell, she's travelled to every corner of the globe. She follows artistic and cultural movements across continents. She owns a little shop currently in London that what it sells constantly changes. At the moment, it's selling hand-woven rugs that she makes herself. She recently decided she was going to start using some of those patterns she picked up in Lesotho a couple of centuries ago. Did Lesotho exist a couple of centuries ago? I don't know, but you know. So she loves collecting stories and cultures and artistic techniques. So the shop constantly changes what it sells. It has, in recent memory, sold flowers. It's been an artisanal bakery, and for one misguided month in 2018, it was a specialist vape shop. So the one constant in her establishment is a community corner where she has a few tables and faded sofas, and they often are host to the local youth group's newspaper committee, which Faye herself helped to found. Faye's wings, they look like magpie wings. So they're
very nice.
Yeah,
very on brand. Very on brand.
She misses them because they were very pretty. in her art, she often sort of emulates them. So you'll see them in stained glass and woven into fabrics. And I forgot to mention, I am playing the dreamer archetype. So I should read what beautifully written little introduction. You fell so hard and shattered, and now you're trying to make someone new out of the pieces you find. A broken vessel, a blank slate, a chance to be what you've always wanted. You have a dream, and you can't wait to see them in the mirror. So she's just obsessed with art and collecting things and experiences and learning about people and understanding things. That's her whole kind of vibe.
Cool. Thank you, Luki.
So my question to the left, which would be to H, I think. How did I overstep your boundaries?
Oh, crikey. I think it's actually quite hard to overstep my character Alexis's boundaries. I think they don't have that many. I'll come back to that question. I'm playing the lover archetype, and so Alexis is a fallen angel, I think one of the oldest in the group. We're going around sort of ancient Greece, and has been wandering the earth a long time, looking for people, looking for company, looking to be loved by people, looking to find people to care for, looking for lost children, looking for refugees to help, looking for people who've been turned out of their homes, anybody at all. So they have always lived around humans, big civilizations, big cities, probably moved countries a few times, has found themselves wandering bits of Europe, and most recently, as I'll get to, we find ourselves in London. I think that's me. So you said,
how did I overstep your boundaries?
How did you overstep my boundaries? I don't think you have.
Do you want me to ask my other question instead?
Yeah,
Okay.
Let's try that one, because I can't think right now.
For listeners, we have 2 questions we can ask the person to our left, so I will pick the other one. What lesson did you try to teach me?
That's nice.
That is quite nice. I tried to teach you not just to collect objects, but to collect people. Maybe that's not quite so much your thing as mine, and especially because humans are so temporary and their lives pass so fast. Maybe that's not what you want to do.
It's so squidgy.
But I think they have a lot to offer.
I think that probably rubbed off on me in the way that I collect stories and expertise now, as well as just objects.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
That's very good. Right, so I think Alexis's wings are your very classical, muscly, flappy swan wings, maybe in a kind of creamy colour, but the kind of wings that it looks like would actually get you off the ground and get you somewhere, and probably also knock a man out if they stood too close. But of course, those are gone now, so we'll never find out.
What, men? Men are gone, finally!
Men and wings. Yeah.
Why did no one tell me? I can go outside.
Oh, and physically, I didn't describe Alexis physically. Physically, they are very tall, well built, like quite heavy set, like big shoulders, a nice, like long arched nose, greying hair, sort of a bit below the shoulder, dressed quite femininely. They present as a woman at the moment, and have a kind of, not necessarily matronly face, but definitely this is the mum friend vibe, is Alexis's whole thing. So, I'm going to ask a question to my left. Helen, I'm going to ask, what happened that time I kissed you?
I think the time that you kissed me, like, we'd both been around for, like, quite a while, and, we'd had, like, far too much to drink, and we were being a bit lonely, and maybe sort of there'd been some bad news with one of the people that you look after, and maybe, like, one of the people that I work for has just passed away or moved on. So we were just sort of comforting, and then I was like, hey, do you want to give my sort of way of doing things a try? And we tried it, and you decided, this isn't for me, and I was like, that's fair.
Okay, I like that.
Nice.
So I'm also the lover archetype. I am Roxana Katz. And I have been around for quite a while, not that you would ever be able to tell. So Roxana has been around since about the 4th century BC, give or take. Lover, so you fell from a perfect chorus, a lonely soul trying to find something to belong to again. All that remains is the heart beating in your chest, full of love and starving for more. You take your refuge in the arms of others, and you know that the real thing is out there, waiting. So Roxana is an escort by trade, so she tries to sort of share the love and make others feel special. So if that's sort of, going out for a nice dinner, buttering someone up, and then sort of having the physical elements when they get home. God, it's the worst way I think I could put that.
I like the way you put it in the WhatsApp group, giving them special attention.
Yeah, give them special attention
That's
in
nice.
their home or
I think both
hotel.
were fine.
But so that's sort of how she makes others sort of feel loved, and she sort of has a bad habit of falling for her clients occasionally. So she's her appearance has changed a lot over the centuries. She's always been very conventionally attractive, depending on whatever the convention was. So she's very
That's
good
nice.
at sort of fitting in with whatever is conventionally attractive for the time. So currently she is whatever is conventionally attractive when the listener is listening to this. Imagine the most beautiful woman that you can think of, and that's what she looks like. Conveniently.
Hold on.
Are you
Give Luki a
attempting to
minute.
picture it?
She's trying
Yeah,
to
I'm
picture
having a think. Hold on.
Okay. We should all describe them at the end and then see what vastly
Yeah,
confusing women we've
see
been
who
imagining.
we've got in our head, because
But and her wings used to be dragonfly wings.
Oh, nice, very nice.
I will ask Jacob, why don't you want us to get closer?
Are you intimidated?
I wouldn't blame you. I have a lot of experience.
I mean, well, that's kind of the issue, isn't it? Because Bean is the youngest. Yeah, they don't say when they fell, but you know it was recently. It may even be less than a decade. Yeah, they're still working out what their own deal with is, and Roxana's entire thing is you have to have a pretty strong sense of self to live the kind of life that Roxana is. You have to be very confident, and that absolutely intimidates Bean. And I feel like Bean is the kind of person where if you make an advance on them, they shrink back instinctively. They are very cautious about letting others into a space that they themselves aren't familiar with. Which I think leads into a physical description. Bean is a fairly small person, no distinct gender. Their most prominent feature is their oversized long drover's coat, to which is affixed various buttons and patches, and the entire thing kind of jingles faintly as they walk around, and they're constantly fiddling with it with their slight fingers, which are still like half buried inside the sleeves. They're quite a small person as well. Yeah, barely clearing 5 feet. Their hands are constantly on the move. They tend to complement that with an assortment of hats like berets and stuff like that, which just kind of flop down over their hair. And so you just have this kind of sense of a pair of keenly searching eyes peering at you from somewhere inside this small, like, walking den of clothing.
Everything you're saying makes me think that Bean probably hasn't told us what their wings are. They don't sound like the information sharing type.
Honestly, I'm kind of torn. I'm kind of torn about what their wings were. Actually, yes. In contrast to how they're so small, their wings were swallows' wings.
Aww.
Body to weight ratio, Beans possibly were the largest. And the point being that they're very, dependable, solid, can carry you across continents. They're very much at a loose end without that, and so they're kind of permanently huddled inside this huge coat of theirs. The question I want to ask left to Matt, what lesson did Corday try to teach me?
I think, Corday is not like, she's not neither young nor old in the group. She kind of sits in the middle. I think she finds Bean kind of frustrating. Like, clearly Bean has like this element of expressionism in them because like they put all the patches on the coat. They're clearly like they have eccentric tendencies. And so I feel like Corday tried to and continues to try to teach Bean to kind of understand that there's nothing they have value and their perspective is worth sharing because it is unique. They're not a slave to anything, which Corday values really, really highly. The thing she hates the most is being like derivative. I think she probably tried to be a bit of a mentor to Bean. It was like, come on, you need to be a bit like, you're on Earth. You need to experiment. You need to go. You need to try things. You need to really push yourself, and Bean wasn't up for it. Okay, so we have all the characters.
Yay!
Aye, we do. I took the liberty of making a little bit of a setting, even though it's all meant to be collaborative. So there's a couple of questions that come in the game, which are like, what time of year does your game take place? And are you in a city or in the countryside? Things like this. So we've addressed those. It's midsummer. It's hot, dry, vague weather, where it's hard to tell what day of the week it is or how old you are. Not that the latter is much worry for the six figures coming back to roost for a few days in London. We all seem human and feel so horribly so in our sweaty clothes, but we're actually all ancient, featherless angels. Fallen, left, stuck in human form, just trying to fit in, etc, etc, etc. So, we've ended up here. Alexis, my character, sent a letter to you all around the world, a humble invite to see the community garden opening that they've helped their local kids set up. The letter read, "It would be lovely to see you. I've missed you all so very much, and I'd love to see your lovely faces again. There will be carrot cake." The address was enclosed, and here we all are. It's nestling between two tight rows of terraced houses in North London, along no man's land, accessed through a chain-link gate with a padlock that now swings open. Aside from a couple of raised beds, some old tyres full of strawberries, there's a rather new-looking gazebo and an area of benches where there's some locals already sitting, sharing drinks and snacks. Enter Angels.
I think I will arrive promptly in a, if anything, too tight blue sort of blue suit with maroon trousers, and yet a face which does not call attention. And sort of stand in the middle of the room and look round vaguely to try and find anybody you know.
Alexis immediately starts waving frantically and sort of trotting towards him, arms out for a hug.
We're all okay. Marvellous. Yes, brilliant. Yes, lovely to see you. And, yes, and as vibrant and, if anything, alive as ever, which, if anything, is a God's blessing. Or maybe, yeah, okay, right, sorry.
You're the same as ever, Wirral. Come sit down. I've the cake, lemonade, or something a bit stronger, but don't tell the kids. I'll shuffle you over to the tables.
I didn't know they made cake into lemonade, and he'll be shuffled over to a table and start looking at the lemonade and the cake, being like, now, how do I combine these two things?
I think a child will show you exactly that, and maybe that's our first NPC.
Oh,
Yes.
Bean was not that far away, and they have been they've been loitering, waiting to see people they recognise. Their drover's coat is just kind of over their forearms. They came out with it in the morning, but they have finally succumbed to the fact that it is summer and taken it off and draped it over their arms. They have a relatively loose-fitting kind of tank top on.
May I interject quickly?
Yes.
I feel like you actually probably haven't met the other angels yet. Do you think that might be right?
We must have met.
Oh, yes.
Because you know to keep away from me.
Yes. Maybe this is an attempted reintroduction.
Okay, yes.
He tried to go, "Oh, new friend, welcome. I went, "No."
Yeah, and you ran away.
Yeah, so Bean kind of pads quietly up in the way that they do, stepping around the cracks and the occasional piece of dried gum on the pavement, and does the sort of sidles up to Alexis as unobtrusively as possible, and goes, "Well, I'm here."
Bean, you came. I'm so happy. She'll give you a big hug again. Did you find it all right? You've been here before, haven't you?
Well, not like this.
No, it's something good. Have you seen the strawberries?
Is there anything you need help with? Is there anything you need help with?
You could. Have you met Rurals? He's just struggling with the lemonade. You might want to give him a hand.
Sure. Do angels recognise each other on sight?
Yes.
Very good
they
question.
must.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm going to look over. I am going to get the angel ping off of Wirral, and
well, amongst the children, I'm the one in the maroon suit who's also bigger than the children.
I think at the same time there's this like 7-year-old girl next to you, and like braids, like sitting there going, no, and then you mash it into the cup. Here, take the fork, you've got to mash it into the cup, and then you pour lemonade on top, and you've got to stir like 6 times, at least 6 times.
Six.
You're being guided
this
to make,
is
like,
charming.
Six
Thank you.
times, not 7. If I give it the extra stir, does it turn into fruit punch? And he's just
you're weird. Take the spoon. Right, try it.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of set my shoulders, hug my coat a little tighter to myself, and move over, catch eyes with the little girl, and wink at her as a kind of a well done. And
she gives you that classic, like, suspicious child face, like, I'm not talking to you.
And
like, leaves with her
is this
lemonade.
carrot cake smoothie, my favourite?
Well, he's drunk it and he's decided that was a bad idea.
The fragility of the human form.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not vomiting. He's just sort of like, ooh, damp things. No.
Taking part in the local delicacies, I see.
Ah! Oh my word! It's a hat with a set of opinions. How? Hello there. Wirrels closely.
Bean. And I will hold my arm out, and you can see that there are what look like doodles on it.
He will firm TV exec grasp the hand, and pump it up and down, going, "Oh, nice to meet you. I've never seen you round these parts before. Are you new? Are you old? But newer looking? Do you? Where did you get that hat?"
Are you ever too busy asking questions that you don't give people time to answer? I say through the handshake.
Regularly, I like to have a backlog for people to explain themselves.
I see.
Still vigorously pumping her arm up and down, and then just let's go.
Yeah.
And goes. Also gets the blood flowing.
Yes, Bean kind of relocates their shoulder. Alexis invited me up here. Yeah, she kept asking me to get involved with this place, but I was elsewhere, and I felt that I at least had to turn up, to the thing. You're like me, aren't you?
Define. I'm not wearing a hat.
I
Okay.
think at this point someone else arrives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I asked, who do you want me to be?
Okay.
And that means I get a token.
Okay, that sounds good. Yep.
Ooh.
Yes, everyone keep an eye on your weak moves in particular, because if you do them, you get a token. So this is like
Which you can
tending
spend
to your
later.
kind of worst traits. Yeah,
Which you can use to do a strong move.
exactly. So you can become a better person later, but you need to be a bad person first.
Does
hear-
It's not quite as black and white as that.
mashing a cupcake into a lemonade glass count as acting awkward?
Yes.
Oh, yes!
Yes, it does. Is that one of your weak moves?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay.
I think you hear like a jingling, and you turn around, and you see Faye walking along. She is wearing just a phenomenally colourful caftan. It's got all of these bright summer colours and geometric patterns. She's got her hair up in one of those buns that is held together just with a single stick that I have seen people do, and I do not know how they do it. So she's very colourful. And she's got like a basket, like a proper woven basket over her arm. She is followed by a sort of morose pair of teenagers, one of whom has got a camera and one of whom has got a notebook, and they are from her community youth newsletter. They have come to report on this
Nice.
youth garden. She's waving. She goes, hello, we're here. I brought food. I wasn't sure if you'd have enough. There's like a huge pile of food on the table.
There's so much food. There's a whole bench devoted only to food, and no one considered it because it's one of these picnic benches, but it's entirely just heaving.
What a lovely garden. Did you get those azalea cuttings I sent over?
Yes, we did. I don't know where the kids put them, but we definitely got them in the post. Thank you so much. That was so kind.
Very
I think
welcome.
I'm going to say that, tell someone a kind lie, because they definitely died in the post.
I was about to say they're cuttings that I've had from passed down through the ages from I'm trying to think where flipping azaleas come from now. They were given to me by a lovely man in the court of Louis XVI, and I've kept them ever since, and those were some cuttings from those.
Oh, how lovely. I can't wait till they bloom. So, have you met Bean and have you met Wirrels? They're just over here. Oh, you met Wirrels,
Of course, I've
obviously.
met Wirrels. Bean.
The infamous Bean.
What a name. How nice
hi?
to meet you. She holds out her arm, which is really jingly with all the bangles.
I will reply in kind.
I think Faye steps up to Wirrel and says, "So, Wirrel, tell me, how have you been? It's been 50 years or so?"
Wirrels is still trying to get Cupcake out of the bottom of his lemonade glass. Lemonade cup. And goes, huh? What just happened?
Is this a new delicacy that I haven't heard of?
Really, it's... I'm going to be honest, no. This is neither Delic or AC.
Well, I've tried some strange food in my time, and she does the same thing with a cupcake and a lemonade.
It's both sweet. It's both sweet and
I am
gritty.
also drinking the cupcake smoothie out of spite.
She's
Not
going
what
to drink
spite's
it
the
and
wrong word.
pretend that it's nice, which is a hide your
Drinking
feelings.
it maybe with Sprite.
Whee!
Sorry.
I will also do this. I like Faye. She's in on the joke with me, which I feel like a regular move, doing a little something together. This being trolling Wirrel.
Yes, that sounds suitable. Right, who are we missing? We need more characters. Get them in here. Get
Yeah.
them into the garden, guys.
I feel like Roxana hasn't really got a good grasp of time, so I can't imagine her being on time.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same. I was thinking that Corday would probably be just late, but more out of just a disrespect for time rather than anything. She kind of arrives when she arrives. Yeah, like she's not even trying to be fashionably late. She's just arriving because she had other stuff to do. And it never occurred to her that it would be impolite not to.
I once met a French woman who didn't believe in time.
So yeah, I think as things are beginning to kick off and people are starting to tuck into their lemonades and cakes, Corday is going to just drift in. So she's got like vintage earphones, like over the head earphones on, plugged into an iPod, like a 2009 iPod that she's got on the go. She's also got a pair of shades on because of the heat. And she's going to kind of wander in, kind of cast her eye over the party. And so she's just going to observe you for a bit, take a step to the right to see if that angle is better. And it is. So she stands there for a minute, kind of nods appreciatively, and then just kind of winds down the volume on her iPod at a convenient point to kind of fade it out, like her life is a film. And then gradually she's going to take the headphones off. She's going to leave the headphones around her neck, put the iPod in her pocket, hands in pocket, and kind of wander over alongside Alexis.
Corday!
Hey, I can't stay long. How's
Oh, I
things?
know, but just stay long enough to have a quick look around and meet everyone. Oh, it's so nice to see you again.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. Victorian brick?
I think so, yeah, because the houses were old terraces and there used to be like something down the back here. I think they just used it as garages and it all got knocked down, and so it was left for ages. Got back from the council. A couple of the older kids were doing... Oh, I could go on for ages. It was
You
a
should
really
have left the
interesting
roof.
project.
It would have had a good roof. You should have left it. But it's
Oh no,
nice,
it wasn't there when
really.
we got it. It was full of like shopping trolleys and all sorts. So,
Do you have any shopping trolleys left?
Oh, do you still have any? I've been working on upcycling.
oh, we tried a bit of that.
As soon as Faye talks, I'll be like, Faye! And it's just kind of immediately apparent that, like, Corday's opinion of Faye is higher. Like, immediately she's like, Faye! How's it going? Like, yeah, like, she's extremely blunt. Like,
Lovely to see you.
nice. I like what you've done with the scarf.
Thank you. I made it myself. Handspun silk from my own silkworms, don't you know?
What are you selling now? Scarves?
Hand-woven rugs at the moment. I thought I'd put Makina's patterns to use. You remember her? South African, lovely lady. About 200 years ago?
Yeah. You shouldn't do rugs. Rugs are out.
Oh, I don't know. They're very comfortable on the feet.
Oh, I'm getting very
no.
popular with the hipsters, you know.
Don't do rugs, kids.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah. Tell the truth despite the consequences. I've just found it, which gets me a token.
Yeah.
Matt gets a token.
I wouldn't say that rugs are bad is the truth, but...
Oh, it is.
It's her
She's
truth.
very sure of herself.
It's her truth.
Anyway, she's gonna be like, so anyway, like as she's been like, yeah, rugs are not in, and that's a fact.
Well, at least I moved on from that vape shop idea you had.
We can agree on that. As she's gonna, as you say, the vape shop, she's like, she agrees. She pulls out some cigarettes and starts smoking, and then she's like, her gaze is gonna kind of drift over to Wirrel, and she'll go, "Who are you?"
Hello. We met once when you tried to break onto an episode of Tenable, but
Did we? I don't remember.
it was about 20 years ago. I was the person that I rugby tackled you, and I felt the sort.
I don't remember.
I felt the tingle of the fallen, the ping of the divine, that.
So, like, when you say I felt the tingle of the fallen, you can notice like Corday's eyebrow raises a little, and like that's kind of poetic. I kind of like that. And then when you explain, you mean very literally that she's an angel. Her interest immediately drains away again. Like for a split second, she was like, maybe this person's interesting, and it's like, I guess not.
I may as well introduce myself at a slightly lower velocity. Sticks her hand forward, which is just covered in crumbs. We're all closely executive, and if you ever need a toaster, I've got a couple.
Great. Guys, this has been great. This has been lovely. I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll see you cool cats in a bit.
Bean sidles back out from where they'd been kind of lurking in Alexis' shadow. They're just kind of mirroring a 180, so Cordy is always out of line of sight.
Fair. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. I didn't notice you. I'm going to head over to grab a lemonade.
I think rugs are great.
Yeah, nice. I know. They keep your feet warm in winter. She likes things like she likes things, you know?
Cut to Corday, like, she's comparing two identical cups, trying to decide which one's better.
Wait till you find out the lemonade's not homemade. It's, I think it's got an Asda.
Oh, I brought some homemade lavender lemonade if you'd like some, Corday.
How?
Yep!
Wirrell's going to get closely more intimate with the buffet, by which it is just going to take...
there are children here.
No, he's not going to fuck he's not going to fuck a table. He's just going to...
It's not the table I'm concerned about.
He's
Why
going to
am I
eat...
laughing?
He was just going to eat some quiche.
All right. Should we skip forwards in time a little bit until we get our final angelic being?
Yeah.
I feel like there's like a very bad children's choir that's singing in the gazebo.
Oh yes, yeah. That like we'll cut to the children's choir has started to sing.
What terrible song are they singing?
May I suggest
Think of
that
a
like
world without any flowers.
yeah, I'm gonna. May I suggest for a character point that Corday is standing next to Alexis, who just looks so proud of the kids, and then like Corday is like and goes to plug in her headphone or goes to like put her headphones on, like looks at Alexis and then it's just like fine, and doesn't put her headphones on. She's like, all right, fine, I'll do this. I will listen, but I want you to be fully aware that it is not good. Kind of thing. I'm giving you all of the signals I can to be like, this is bad. Like,
at the other end of the spectrum, Faye is like dabbing her eyes and she's getting all emotional.
It's like, this is beautiful. Yeah, totally.
It's so innocent. Pure music of the young.
I'm going to take a token for getting overwhelmed.
Bean's coat has gone back on.
Wirrell has his hand on Faye's shoulder and is also weeping slightly.
For different reasons.
Nice.
So as the choir are finishing up till their last song, and everyone applauds and wipes away your tears.
It's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Oh God!
In fact, it's a medley.
Bohemian travesty.
Yeah, Bohemian travesty.
Oh.
Very good.
And sort of you hear like clapping from behind you, and you thought you were sort of the first people out. And someone's like, "Well, they've certainly improved, and they're wearing probably far too little clothing." Is Roxana?
It's Satine.
Darling.
What?
It's not niche. It's freaking Moulin Rouge.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm calling you a prostitute, darling. Is what I'm doing.
Oh well, Roxanne's like,
Says loudly in front of
and can I just say
children's
all of that was Corday literally saying all of that aloud. You're like, who's Satine? I'm like, y'all don't get my reference, for fuck's sake.
Corday, darling, it's sex worker.
Oh, I remember the Moulin Rouge. You were a wonderful dancer there, weren't you, Roxana?
oh,
You had
yes,
a lovely
yes.
time working there.
Darling, give me a hug. Mwah.
Mwah, mwah.
Oh, it's been so long. Oh, how are you keeping?
Oh, I'm wonderful, thank you. Muffin?
Oh, no, it's okay. I ate before I came.
Oh, you tried that one way on me last time. Carrot cake?
Once on the lips, forever on the hips, right?
Oh, look who it is.
whoa.
Oh, sweetheart. Come here. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh, it's been so long.
It's like, I'm trying to push. Like, I'm desperately trying to push you away. Like,
We've
please,
all got
no.
big red lipstick marks on our cheeks now.
I think
Yep.
and then she sees Bean and is like, Bean, oh, sweetheart, you made it. Oh, have you all met Bean?
Bean.
Yes, Bean, come here, darling, come here.
This is a turn up for the books.
I will edge forward reluctantly, just taking the coat off, and again, now that the coast is clear, and regretting my decisions.
I didn't know you were here.
Hi, Roxana.
Oh, Bean, how are you doing? How have you been, Bean? Oh, silly me.
I've been, managing. The stand is coming along fine. I am going to be making, again, help me eyes at Alexis.
I think I'll also say that I think this is thinking you're closer to someone than you are, which is a weak move for me. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that works very
absolutely.
well. I will put an arm around Bean and sort of snuggle you to my side a bit, and I'm quite big and sort of beefy, as I said, so there's quite a lot of me to be snuggled. Yeah, they've been doing fine.
Wirral will stop massaging his belly like some sort of strange cat, and will look over and just go, Roxanne, oh, you've turned up finally.
oh, Wirral, I'm so sorry I was late. I had work. You know how it is.
Oh,
Come here, give me a hug. Mwah, mwah.
Wonderful. And does your name still wonderfully has a sting to it, as does your looks.
Wirral.
Thank you for one person that got that joke. Thank you. On matters of business, and I might get you into the audience of Are You Smarter Than a 10-year-old? We've got two guys from Luton who think they are in fact smarter than a 10-year-old. I've talked to them; they're not.
Oh, sweetheart, I'd be delighted. I look so good on camera. Oh, I must tell you about this new man I've met. He's a photographer.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, come with me. Let's have a chin wag, darling.
Kind of Corday's just kind of looking around, just being like, this is dismal. Then she kind of notices you two and like the poses you're in and kind of the natural kind of weird awkwardness between the two of you. And then she's going to kind of clock that, then clock Faye's like two members from the student paper. And she's going to walk over to the cameraman and be, you, camera, now. Give me your camera.
My student like holds out a trembling hand. Please don't hurt it, miss. It's the only one we've got at the paper.
Thank you. I'm just like fiddling with like the settings. I'm checking the ISO. I'm like, thank you, very nice. 70s, right? Nice sweater. Then I'm going to kind of crouch to like snap like I'm going to snap a couple of photographs of Roxana and Wirral, and as I'm doing it, I'll be like, yeah, natural awkwardness. I like it. Do you guys have any black and white film?
I think Wirral at this point is sharing salacious gossip.
There's definitely going to be some like high-up producers or like show hosts or something who have also used Roxanne's services at some point. So they'll be gossiping about like that one particular one they both know, and you'll be like, oh well, don't tell anyone that I told you this, but he has a very interesting piercing.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me from this man. I've seen him eat 12 eclairs in a row, and to be honest, that in itself is worrying. And also the fact that he shouts a lot. Maybe that's the piercing that causes him to shout. Maybe it sort of shorts out the electrics, and that he's just going to like keep on going with this.
Yeah, so I guess the party is in full swing. My only question was going to be, Roxana, do you notice Corday snapping away photographs?
I think she's definitely noticed, but she's pretending she hasn't, so she can have like a candid, but she's just sort of just happens to have shifted slightly and is like occasionally flicking her hair and sort of like looking off in like specific ways to be like, oh, it's entirely natural.
And I think responding to that, like, Corday is aware that you're aware and would love to call you out on it, but she is a slave to art and you are posing quite well. So she's like, she would love to be like, ugh, and she's kind of doing that to herself. She's like, fucking posy. But it's also, she's like, but
they're good
it
pictures.
does look quite good.
Damn it.
It does look quite good from here.
I will also take a token for sharing something unbelievable.
Very nice.
I am lingering at the edge, and I am also watching Roxana.
She catches your eye and winks.
I immediately turn around and walk elsewhere.
Oh, Bean.
I will pick that up on like through the lens, but I won't snap a photograph. I'll notice that you've walked away because I'll have noticed a change in the scene, and I'll be like, huh.
Does that count as hiding my feelings?
Yeah, I think you're
so.
you're walking away from something. I think yes. I'm going to hand the camera back to the student, and then I'm also going to just take a pen out of a pocket and just like write my number on their hand and just be like, "This is for the photographs. I want the photographs. Do you understand?"
Yes.
Good.
Sure.
Keep snapping, Tiger.
Thank you.
And then I'm going to walk away.
Cherry, that lady gave me her number.
So yeah. Anyway, she then leaves.
I think Alexis might go after Corday because I think she was a bit kind of miffed that Corday clearly just went, oh yeah, nice to see you. Oh, look, more interesting people. So she's gonna, because she just wants like Corday to actually like her. She's organised this like me. I made a nice thing. So she's gonna follow you and just say, nice. do you not have an email? The kids these days much prefer by email because then they can transfer the files. That's what they say.
I don't really do email. No.
Oh,
I have phone. I kind of, it's more personal, you know. It's kind of, there's more direct contact.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Of course. Can I? Do you want anything? Can I do anything for you? Get you another drink, or I can show you where the interesting bit. If I don't know, or find you another camera.
Interesting what?
Flowers. Most of them haven't come up yet, to be honest, because we only had them.
Again, like the same movement on Corday's face. Like for a moment, she kind of raises her eyebrow in interest. Like, what interesting things? And then when you say flowers, she's like, "I'm so disappointed."
I'm going to take another token because one of my weak moves is ask what do you want from me, and I think I pretty much just did that.
Nice, yeah, because and it was implicit as well. Like, and I think Corday picked up on it.
I mean, we planted some English bluebells. They're different to the Spanish ones because they're much smaller and more delicate. But I mean, they're not flowering anymore because it's summer. But I could show you where we planted them. I guess. No, even I know that's bad.
Sure.
Let's get. I'll get you another drink.
I'm gonna go for sure, which is going to be one of my regular moves, which is doubting my perception.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to be like, despite my thinking this sounds dull as hell, I'm going to say, sure, fine.
Okay, I will take you across then, and I think Alexis shows you instead of the bluebells because that is actually like the worst thing to show someone because there's literally nothing there in summer. Just some of like the ripening fruit and veg they got in early enough, so some like nice rhubarb and the kind of old tyres, upcycled tyres full of strawberry plants.
Nice. Corday is genuinely interested in the upcycled tyres. And kind of the mise en scene. Where are the two of them now? I'm like scene geography. Like, are they kind of you can see the rest of the kind of the gathering going on behind them?
Yes, I think so. So there may be a couple of
you can see kind of the kids. Yeah. Is there a moment where Alexis kind of where there's a moment of silence? They're looking at these things, and Alexis is going to look at the garden, and may I suggest kind of smile a little bit?
Yes.
I don't want to kind of lead you down it, but
absolutely,
that will
absolutely. I think glad that Corday
has a moment
came as well with her to have a look.
And then Corday is then going to kind of linger for a minute and then go out on a limb, and Corday's going to say, "Can I ask you a question?"
Yeah, of course.
What are you doing here? Like, these kids, this garden. Why? I don't get it.
You don't get it? How can you not? I'm giving them something they don't have.
What's the point? What's the end game? Like, these kids you see, they're all poor. They're not getting anything physical from this garden.
Well, they're getting to be outside. A lot of them are from the estate over there, and they don't really have a garden. They just have a really bad park with some of that weird gym equipment in it, you know? Those things, I never really understood the cycling machines. And
on that we can agree.
They get to be outside here, and they get to meet other kids, and I don't know, it's like a little family, isn't it? Don't you want that? It's so nice to have them here.
I mean, we all want it, but it's an eye of a storm. You must know this.
And what's wrong with that? I'm helping people here, and I'll go somewhere else and help people elsewhere, and it makes them happy. Look at their faces, they're happy.
They're happy for now, I suppose.
Cute sound of a crying child.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're happy for now, I suppose.
Oh, goddamn, we didn't pluck up the stinging nettles. Okay, yeah, I'll get to her in a minute.
No, like, that's actually really cute. I feel like, no, that was going to be a moment when Corday was going to open up, but then there's an excuse, and she's like, oh, no, go stinging nettles. Like, kind of the opportunity drifts away, like, which is really quite cute. No, I like that. That's very filmic. Yeah, which was so close to confessing my hurt to a friend. Oh. Carry on. Yeah.
I feel like I need to apologise.
That's fine. It's good. It's filmic.
Did
it means
accidentally knock a child into the stinging nettles.
You know what? Sure.
Corday watches Alexis walk away to rush off towards the child in the stinging nettles, and Faye just kind of like appears next to her. She's now wearing a crown she's made out of flowers. There's like a group of children in the distance who are also wearing similar crowns that she's made them. And she hands one solemnly to Corday.
I'll look at it for a minute and I'll be like, huh. They're very 60s. Like, Corday quite admires Faye. I think Faye's the one she's closest to. And so she's going to be like, it's a nice oasis. And it is a nice oasis. But it's an oasis. Like, you and me, you've seen the world out there. You know what it's like.
Yes, I've seen wars. I've seen cultural uprisings, artistic renaissance, plagues. I've seen everything, my dear.
But this place... it feels like a lie, you know? Like... it's peaceful, but the world isn't peaceful. The world is cruel and hard, and if you don't teach people that, if you don't try and learn that, then they might as well be blind. And nothing will ever change if people are blind. Do you know what I mean?
I understand, but maybe this is a place for them to learn.
Maybe.
Humans are thoroughly
sure.
inefficient. You have to teach them the same things over and over again, generation by generation.
And they keep forgetting.
They do.
Every damn time. And it's just a moment where the two of them look across at Alexis, like, shepherding, like, the children along and trying to make them smile. And then, yeah, we've seen change, I think.
I think I confessed my despair in that, so I'm gonna...
Yeah, I think I did as well.
Yeah,
like...
Give myself a token.
I think it's really interesting because you two are like unashamedly like eccentric and odd and weird, and then you've got Wirral and Roxana who are very much like fitting into society's ideals in certain ways and fitting into sort of what society thinks is appropriate, and doing that as sort of their entrance into being human.
Yeah.
Bean has been well, it started off as them just kind of asking for like a wet wipe of some kind because they've kind of got doodles on their arm, which because of the heat have been kind of running. So they went to wipe them off and started putting new stuff on, which drew the attention of a couple of the kids, and I think partly this is a defense mechanism that I'm just finding other people to talk to, and I have started doodling stuff on my arm, which has caused maybe a couple of the other kids to join in. Yes, I am kind of a walking canvas right now. Well, sitting canvas, just trying to soft talk with a couple of the people who are around. I don't think I have a particular aim in mind.
No, it's just a nice scene. I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like you might even get the little kid do the classic, are you a girl or a boy?
It's like, I'm...
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
I'm Bean. I've already told you my name. I'm Bean.
Nice.
I would like to have a conversation with Whirls is having a conversation with Roxanne. Tell me, Roxanne, have you...
Yes, darling?
You're still looking. Have you found them yet? Or anything that even came close?
Wirral.
Yes.
It's been... I don't know how long it's been, darling. But no, I found some truly charming people. But darling, I mean, humans just... we lose them so much, And I think I need someone who's just around more and doesn't, well, isn't so fragile.
This might come from a personal point, but I think you need... I think what you're doing at the moment is just... you're seeking wins. Have you... Okay. Allow me to go into a story for a second.
Oh, well, I love your stories.
Thank you. Margaret Havingshurst, or just Margaret, 52, Winchester. She was always just sort of chasing that high. She was always chasing just, in one case, the actual chase. There's an often misattributed quote. Mr. Andy Warhol, in the future, everybody will have 15 minutes of fame. And he didn't say that. And the reason we remember it, humans don't remember it. They have long memories and things that sort of outlive memories are handed down. But that was something so neat and passed down. And often the things that are immortal or the things that live on are not what you expect them to be. I think you're chasing the wrong kind. You might be you're going for little wins. You're going for what Margaret 52 from Winchester was going for. She was going for little toasters and a two-in-one coffee and pasta maker. And
what? I want one of those. My two favourite foods.
I don't think it might come from the heart. I'm sorry to say this.
Oh, Wirral, sweetheart, sometimes I forget how young you are.
Well, I was meant to do a recce of London after the bombings and decided to stay, but
You have to understand, darling, that I tried the other routes, and at the end of the day, even if I can't find what I'm looking for, I can maybe give them a little bit of it. A lot of the people I work with, well, there's this one man who has severe cerebral palsy. And he can't get out and about, and he hasn't ever really been able to date, and he appreciates having me there. Because he can just be himself and have that experience, and he can feel loved. And I can make him feel loved. And although I'm still looking for what I'm looking for, at least in the meantime, I can help in that way instead, and it's the little things, isn't it? It's the little things that these humans are just constantly chasing.
I get that. I certainly do. There's a look on people's faces, which is probably a very different look for what comes into your experience of people who've just won. They can't believe it. They've got no idea. You see them out to the taxi outside, and it still hasn't quite faded. It's like a little sun going over the hill. I imagine it's quite similar for you in some ways.
Oh, sweetheart, but what about... Well, no, I won't ask about you. Yes, let's keep talking about me. So... and I think that will be the weak move of make it about you.
Oh, not again, nice. Like, we're making progress, and then we jerk it away. Lovely.
I will also take a weak move for asking, what am I not seeing?
I shall take a weak token!
Alexis had just been fishing a child out of the nettles and applying balm. Is probably now doing the second round of handing out food, dishing things out and trying to get people to form a line and trying to give them more food than they could possibly want, need, or enjoy.
Bean is going to avail, because that's clearly what you want to happen. So Bean is going to gamely stack up a plate and then stand to the side in their normal reserved manner, kind of waiting for the line to clear. It looks like their arms have been the subject of a seismograph in a crayon factory.
Beautiful.
There's definitely something that was meant to be a flower on one of their cheeks. The other thing...
Probably doesn't quite look like a flower anymore.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah.
Alexis.
Oh, Bean, how you doing?
Why did you bring me here?
I wanted you to meet the other angels. You know, the other ones like us. I thought it might be good for you. You just seem like you're on your own a lot, and it's so nice to have people around, and I just wanted to share that with you.
We've tried that before, and it didn't work. What makes you think it's going to be different this time?
Well, it's not quite like before. Here you can see all the kids and all the families and the local people, and I thought maybe even if, you don't want to hang around with us old folks, that's fair. You're younger than us, so there's all these young people as well. There's all these interesting people, all with different stories. I thought maybe they'd have something. I like your art on your arms. I've seen my friends with a couple of the kids already.
Yeah, the kids are easy to make friends with.
They are.
It's just...
Go on. You talk to me. Come on. I want you to be happy here, Bean.
What is there of me that makes me worth the effort? What is there of me that you see having a place here?
Oh, Bean. It's not like that. I want you to be happy here, so you're having a nice time, and you think that it's... I've done so much here, and I think it's really nice. I just thought you might also appreciate some of it. It's not all...
What
I
makes you
wanted
believe
to
that that's
show
what I need?
It's not all about you. I also wanted to share what I'd done and what these people had done and what these humans had done. It's not just about what you need, but I thought maybe you could have a look and maybe you could benefit from a bit of the optimism that some of these young people have, despite their situations. And you're here saying this isn't a therapy garden for you, Bean. This is for them kids over there.
I think that this isn't about you line, really. Yeah, I'm going to take that as a strong move, actually.
Okay.
My strong move is know yourself for a moment.
Oh, juicy. I feel like I'm doing my regular move of speak to your romantic ideals a bit, but otherwise I'm not really. Yeah.
They're just kind of doing that sort of little bit shell-shocked into themselves, and they are going to say, thank you for the offer, Alexis, but I really don't think these people need me here. I don't think I bring anything here. And they're going to go for their coat.
I mean, Alexis definitely doesn't want this to happen, but I'm not sure she knows how to stop it either. Because there's so many people here, I think, who do love her very much, and that she's done things for, and Bean is being difficult. She kind of thought that they, my apologies, would appreciate this a lot more and like be kind of more grateful. And I think that's thrown her. So in a kind of selfish way, she's not sure. Nice. So I think she might try and throw someone else in his... I did it again. Sorry, Jacob. I think it's because it's you. Throw someone else in Bean's direction, in their direction. Who would that be? Yeah, I think it might, Roxana, you're fast talking. Yeah, you're good at people. I was going to say,
I feel like, I don't know if you would choose Roxana, but I feel like Roxana, the combination of you looking around, looking like you need help.
Yeah.
I would like to see a conversation between Roxana and Bean.
Yes, absolutely. And I feel like I haven't really spoken to Roxana yet, so I'll just kind of catch her eye.
Yeah,
almost just accidentally. And just...
Bear in mind, you two are very old, so you probably know each other.
We do.
It's
definitely.
not as much of a catch up for you guys. Yeah.
We've been through it all. I will go over, grab Roxana's hands, and just go, please speak to Bean. They're about to storm off. I don't mean to do that, but
they're
just keep him here, would you? Quick, go get him. I did it bloody again. Fuck's sake, sorry.
Maybe it's because you keep misgendering them.
You do. Your cis aura is too powerful, Jacob. Dear God.
I'll go talk to them. Bean, sweetheart. How are you doing? Oh, art on the arms? Delightful. Now, I must tell you about Paris last week. Or was it last month? Maybe last century. One or the other. But here, sit with me for a bit.
Thanks. Thank you, Roxana, but I was just about to head out.
I insist. Oh, well, you can't head out just yet. I have something very important to talk to you about.
Roll a persuasion check. Sorry.
Different game.
And the dice rolls today.
I think tell someone kind lies is definitely what you've just done there, Helen. So you should probably take a token.
Oh yeah.
I'll sigh and go, sure, and sit with her.
I would like it to be noted, just for as a quick aside, that Corday's still been a little bit kind of thrown by her kind of half conversation with Alexis. She chatted to Faye for a bit. Now she's kind of at the edge of the party. She doesn't look like she's leaving, but she's like at the edge of the party, just smoking, kind of on her own, kind of just watching the party flow. And she has clocked that Roxana is sitting down with Bean, and so she's watching it quite closely.
What is it?
Well, I wanted to apologise, darling. I feel like I made a terrible impression last time we met. I think I gave you quite a startle, didn't I?
Well, yes. You could say that.
Oh, I am so sorry. You mustn't take me too seriously. I've been around for such a long time now, and humans are all so touchy-feely, and I just fall into habits. But how are you? What have you been doing?
I have a job. It's a bookshop, but they also do community events and jazz cafe and all of this sort of thing. It's a nice place to people watch, pick up some hints, some prompts, inspiration, as it were.
What inspires you?
That's what I'm trying to work out. I feel like I need to apologise as well.
Oh, darling, whatever for?
I really want to like you. I see what you do for people. I see how you make people feel beautiful, and that is and loved, and that is beautiful in itself. But I don't know what you'll see when you see me. I want to know. I feel like I need to know that first. I fell quite hard, and it wasn't just my wings that went. And I don't know what I am, and I don't know why, and there must have been a reason when I tapped out. I guess I was afraid of what you'd find. Does that make sense?
Can I tell you a story? Just a short one, I promise.
Okay. Incidentally, for the record, I've confessed my despair, I think.
You definitely have. You did it so good.
Very good.
I've been on Earth for a while now. Rather a long while, and I've seen entire civilizations grow and fall, and people make wonderful things and then do awful things, and I still remember how my wings felt. That weight and that pressure and the freedom when they went, and I could just pull myself up, and I could see the world, and I could feel the wind. And it took me a long time to get used to where I am. And I don't think that anyone will ever love me the way that I once was loved. Well, there was one. She was a pilot, back when planes were a new and exciting thing. And I loved to fly with her. It was not the same at all. It was so confining and But when I was flying with her, I felt like maybe just a little bit of that life that I knew and that world that I had and those dreams that I felt could be there still and were in me still. And I felt that maybe, just for a little bit, she understood me. And I mean, I don't think she ever really could. Obviously, she had no idea what I was, but these things take time. I mean, maybe I fell for right reasons, but It's taken a very long time, and sometimes I wonder if I'll ever find that love that I want to find, but at the end of the day, I'm here right now. And there are moments when I might still be able to fly, even if it's not in the same way. And it's the same for you. I look at you and I see centuries. I see a beginning. And I didn't have anyone when I fell. There wasn't a community garden I could go sit in. It was lonely. It was so lonely. And I want you to know that it doesn't matter if you don't know who you are, because whoever you are is who you are. You want to know who you are? You are Bean. And even if that is all you are, that is enough. That is, I think, worth centuries and centuries. And if you have centuries and centuries, you can keep just being Bean. It doesn't have to be anything more. If being Bean makes you feel like you could fly again, if it makes you feel how I felt the first time I was in that plane, then that's all you need. And that's what I see when I see you. I see wings.
I don't remember what my wings look like. One of the people I work with knows some people, specifically at Farnborough Airfield. Would you like to come flying with me sometime?
Oh, I'd love that.
Does that count as sharing in someone's passion?
Yeah, I think you've picked up on something they said and you've
100%.
responded to it kindly. Yeah,
Fantastic.
totally.
That's another token I'm spending.
Okay.
Are we cutting away to Farnborough at this stage?
Yeah. Now, I feel like if this was a cinematic, like we've often been mentioning, like the game mentions itself, those kind of scenes I feel like are like earned between characters and would maybe be the kind of finale credit cutaway scenes. But I have no idea how you'd really do that in audio form, because I think you do want to act it out. But I like the fact that that's set up and that is something that will happen between your characters. And that might be enough. Leave it to imagination.
Helen, can I just ask something?
Yep.
Was the pilot Amelia Earhart? Were you dating Amelia Earhart? I have
That's
to know.
exactly what I thought.
Yeah, same. I was thinking that. Get it, girl.
She would never kiss and tell, except to Wirral.
We
I do
think-
appreciate that it seems that, like, she won't kiss and tell to anyone, apart from Wirral, who she gossips with constantly.
Yeah,
But that's kind of
Very
that's
cute.
surface
That's
level, isn't it?
adorable.
I quite like that. Yeah.
They have good phone conversations that cannot be recorded.
Nope.
Before we kind of wrap the garden party, there's one more thing I'd like Corday to do.
Please.
Like I said, Corday was watching. Like, she was sitting there smoking cigarettes across the garden, watching. She can't hear what they're saying, but she's kind of witnessed the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And so she's kind of watched it. She's kind of aware that there's been an emotional reaction between the two of them. And then at some point, I'm imagining you guys are going to part. You're going to kind of, having had a moment, you'll be like, I'll be back in a minute, I'm going to get lemonade or whatever, right? You guys are going to split up. So when that happens, Corday is going to head over to Roxana, and she's going to go, Fontaine. Yo.
Oh, darling. I do love the little nicknames you come up with for me.
She doesn't look happy. She's going to take like one step towards you and kind of speak lowly, and she's just going to say, listen, I'm only going to say this once, all right? So listen up. Leave them alone. I know what
Whatever do you mean, darling?
I know what you're like. I know what you've done. I've seen you do it for hundreds of years. They are fragile. Don't break them.
Oh, sweetheart, it's nothing
Don't
like
sweetheart me, all right? I know what you are. I know how you are.
that. You know what you think I am, and you know how you think I am, and you never really bothered to find out any further, sweetheart. We both know this.
Oh, do we? Do we? Look at yourself. Look at you. You're a walking stereotype.
I know, aren't I beautiful?
You wear your heart on your sleeve, but it's not really your heart. That's not really what you are at all, is it?
It's your gold ladder.
Oh, no, not at
It's
all.
all
But I've never been
about-
subtle at that.
Look, you can do what you like. with whoever you like to people who are experienced and know what they're getting into. But that person, they are fragile and they are breakable. And I do not want you to shatter one of our own. Understand?
I have no intention of shattering anyone.
All right. But just remember
what
I
about
said.
you, sweetheart?
We're not talking
your
about me.
problem?
We're not talking
No,
about
I think
me.
we should.
No, we shouldn't. She's backing. She's physically backing away at this point when you tried to turn it around.
I think you try to back away and you walk into Faye, who is standing behind you.
I was about to do
like,
that
what?
with Alexis.
Yeah, fucking what? It can be both of you if you like. I'm like, what? What?
Alexis is backing up with a picture of drink and some cups and looking the other way, and then walks into Faye, who walks.
Yeah, lemonade everywhere.
Wirral is attempting to help and now has lemonade on him.
And it's worse, it's like lemonade punch, so it's like really sticky.
Oh no.
Alexis and Faye and Alexis and Faye and Des Lynham. What's your name?
Wirral.
Wirral. Yes.
Wirral closely.
Wirral. Sorry, Wirral. What are you doing?
I'm considering going to a dry cleaners at the moment.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't looking because I was going to check back and see if I'd taken the straws, and I've got the straws, but I...
Oh, no, it's
Alexis,
fine.
don't you worry about it. We were just having a little bit of a heart-to-heart.
Was I
You know how we
interrupting?
are.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I just thought you might need a drink.
No,
It all
you're
just looked...
never an interruption, sweetheart.
It's all right. I was just leaving.
Well, it's,
Not
it-
again.
I'm gonna give
Corday.
Roxana like a look, and then I'm gonna kind of put my headphones up and walk away. But like,
Before you get the
Yeah?
headphones on, I am going to call out, Corday, look,
yes. What is it?
watch this, and then I'm going to press some of the lemonade, which is in the shirt, and it's going to come out the armpit.
Oh my god.
And just sort of
Alexis laughed.
filter out the side and just be like, I'm a terrible fountain.
Oh.
I'm just gonna Corday is gonna look at you with like, she can't even process like the level of like 70s Butlin stand-up humor that she's just witnessing at this point. She's like,
Roxana will take the opportunity to go around Corday and like put a hand on her arm and be like, I think we should have a proper conversation.
Oh, it's all sticky.
Conversations tend to be a bit
Let's
sticky.
get you cleaned up, dearie.
like we will meet up again at a later date, I'm sure, if everyone will excuse me. I have a rave
Corday,
to
Corday, come here. Over here, let's to the side. And she's like pulling Corday like over to the side.
Okay, I'll go with you. And I'll be like, what? I've said everything I need to say.
Where does this come from? I have never tried to do anything untowards because you have never shown any interest, and I have never had any activities with anyone who has not been interested, and I never would dare to. And yet every time, take yourself off your high horse. What is your problem with me?
My problem with you is that you do not speak the truth. You claim that you speak the truth.
No one does.
That is the wisest thing you have said today.
You haven't heard everything I've said today, darling.
She's gonna say, like, I can't do this now.
This conversation isn't over, darling.
This conversation is not over, but it is over for now. Remember what I said. It's important.
I remember what you said. I think you should try and consider other ways of life for once.
This isn't about me, and this isn't about you. This is about Bean, alright?
This is about
that.
you.
It's not...
This is about you and your presumptions and your prejudices.
She's leaving. She's walking away.
I think that comes under the weak move of what do you want from me?
Ah, nice. So I was going for both the strong move of act to protect the innocent and the weak move of hurt someone with your wrath.
Oh, nice.
I was kind of doing a double
that's a
whammy.
Beautiful double whammy, that is.
Yeah. She's going to storm out. I think just for a bit of sizzle, like Corday's storming out. She kind of attempted to say her piece and then kind of leave. Yeah. She's now irritated that her exit has been ruined because now everyone's obviously watching.
Yeah.
Which makes it so she's kind of a bit like I'm just going now. I'm kind of leaving crestfallen. However, I will throw a little bit of sugar, and I will like glance at Faye as I leave, as if to be like sorry for making a scene kind of thing. And then
I'll see you for
alleyways.
classic film night next week.
I'll nod. Yeah. Tarkovsky, I remember.
I think Roxana heads over to Alexis and is just a little bit like, not actually like teary, but kind of like a little bit like sniffly and like, holding her head up high as though nothing had happened. And,
but not too happy about being just like insulted.
Faye's going to put her hand on Roxana's shoulder. She's going to say,
Roxana will lean against her and let herself be held, which is a regular move for me.
She's still young. She hasn't past her self-destruction yet. I remember when I first fell, I used to climb mountains and throw myself off them so I could feel like I was flying for a moment. We're so desperate to get back to where we were, we forget to look at where we are now. It took me a long time to change that. I haven't forgotten my wings. I can still feel them some days. When I wake up, I think they're there for a moment. But I know I'll never have them back. And I know I'll never fly again. But I also know I have all of you.
I know, Faye. You're right. I'll be patient. After all, we have all the time in the world.
So, dear listeners, that was our first episode of Feathers. I hope you enjoyed hearing us do something a bit different. You can look forward to episode 2 coming next Friday. But until then, thank you for listening to Direcast. If you'd like to keep up to date with episodes and announcements, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Direcast, and on Instagram at DirecastPod, and subscribe to us on your favourite podcatcher. And hey, if you enjoyed listening to us, maybe consider giving us a rating or review, or sharing us with a friend. We'd really love that. Direcast is Luki Slinn, Matt George Lovett, Jacob Helen, Peter Wellman, and H Folkmans. Our logo and banner art are by H Folkmans, who also edited this episode. The Direcast theme is composed and performed by Matt George Lovett, and the Feathers variation was composed and performed by Jacob Wellman, Matt George Lovett, and Luki Slinn. This week we were playing Feathers by Remy Perman, a link to which can be found in the episode notes along with our individual social media information. And at least for this week, that's how the die are cast.